And it is the Buckeyes, it is the Terps, and it is live from the Xfinity Center Pavilion in College Park, Maryland. It's a hard send down from Gabby Gonzalez to get us started. It was a nice atmosphere, but I don't know how happy the fans will be here tonight if we keep seeing that from Gonzalez and the rest of Ohio State.
That's what we like to call a crowd silencer, right off the bat, putting it down with some authority as well.
Gonzalez immediately back to serve. Quick 1 point for Ohio State. Gonzalez gives a wry smile to the band behind her. Jem Grimshaw getting the start in place of Layla Ricks. Her attempt goes wasted. Buckeyes out to a quick lead. Gonzalez once more. Reach back for Russ. And now onto the strong side for Londot. First block repelled for her. Nice little touch came from Russ. Dug out by Dowler. Milan Gomillion has had a wonderful season herself. And a nice rally goes wasted as Sam Sire puts it into the net. Gonzalez once more. And into the net, and the Terps will now have their first chance. Not only are they going to take it, they also have to capitalize on it. We've seen service errors be an issue earlier in the year. It's a bit of a free ball, but they've got them scrambling to the Buckeyes. And sometimes chaos can go in your favor. It did there for the Buckeyes. What she has to do, stick out a fist, stick out a foot to try and keep a point going. Wonderful bump from Gomillion to find Sam Sire on the far side. She'll set up Grimshaw, repelled away, and just like that, it's 5-1 to the Buckeyes. Libero Kylie Murr into play. There's your chance for Sire, but it's gone just too far. And once again, though Ohio State has done well at limiting the damage and limiting the Terps' opportunities, when they get them, the Terps have not executed in these early goings. Murr once more. Finnerty to start. Potential free ball here for Ohio State. Strong side Londot, and the line judge gives the point to Maryland as it's gone just wide. Grad student Jem Grimshaw sent it just far. I thought it might have caught the line, but not quite. And once again, that's a second chance where the Terps have gotten the ball back off a miscue, and they've just given it straight back to the Buckeyes.
Can't happen, especially trailing 6-2 here early.
It is Londot to serve. Sire the first touch. Angelic touch from Sam Sire, but controlled nicely by Janasia Moore. One more try for Sire. Buckeyes doing well, limiting that far side thus far. And after about 6 or 7 hits, it will go the Terps' way. Sire back, down the line she goes. Strong side, and they do give that point to Ohio State. Maddie Nauman into the game for the Terps. And Sam Sire opens her account on the day right in front of Sarah Sue Morbitzer. She can't dig it out.
Important that they can get her going the rest of this first set.
Erin Engel, the service master, give it an ace, put it on the table, and complete the flush. That's what Engel is in there for. She is a serve specialist. Strong side, repelled nicely by the sophomore and pushed over by Ivy. Catching Engel off guard.
I mean, she kind of saw the opportunity, people out of position for Maryland, and she put into a difficult position.
Rader back to serve again, and a miscue between Dowler and Gomillion sees the Buckeyes double up their lead on Maryland. Pedraza is on the strong side for now. Up and down. There's Layla Ivy, put it in the ground. The freshman shows off her fire. Dowler back, one of the most prolific servers in the conference. She sticks out a stray left hand, and now the Terps look to keep it under control through Grimshaw. Up and down, Gomillion hits the deck as always. Angelic touch from Ivy. Free ball attempt for the Terps. Dowler, Gomillion, and Ivy couldn't direct it cross court. Morbid serve. How about one more for Ivy? It's a great point developing. Pedraza the set. Up went Gomillion, the bench clears, and Sire puts her body on the line, but she can't quite dig it up and out. She looks to be okay, smile on her face as always, and it's a warm applause from everybody in the audience for a great point.
And that's just one of those points that you hate to see anyone lose it. A really terrific rally all around, and Ohio State, that power coming on the kill, just a little bit too much there for Gomillion, and still a good effort there by Sire to try to get over there and dig it out.
Pedraza back once again, 11-6 to Ohio State. Little bit with the miss time, it'll result in a free ball for Anastasia Russ to put down once again.
Really struggling to counter this Ohio State kill, but they picked it up a little bit and they've started to find the rhythm.
Bullet serve from Finnerty, the joust attempt from Russ. She gave a smile as if to say, how is that dug out by Kylie Murr? Point continues, there's Russ again, dug out by Murr again. One more try, this time Sire the push. And they're gonna say it's a carry, and they're giving the point to the Terps, 3-point lead.
Are you kidding me? How is this one dug out? But they finally got the better of it, and it was her persistence that paid off in the end on that point.
4 kills on 6 attempts, and she gets this point started. It's rolled over just barely by Russ to keep the point going, and hit down the line. Bullet as well. Thought that might have gone out on the far side. But no, the point is good. 5-point lead for the Buckeyes. Take another look.
Yeah, I think we're going to look at this again. I saw a couple of Maryland coaches stand up instantly and said, nah, that one definitely wasn't deflected. So we're going to take another look at it.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Ceilings do count, but not if they don't come down, as we've got now 2 volleyballs up in the netting on the left side of the pad. Back row swing from Grimshaw, and it's sent onto the strong side, and there's Londot again. You thought it would have been a joust opportunity for Layla Ivy, but that got her isolated and out of position, and Londot sends it down strong again. Ohio State 2 away from set number 1.
You know, just looked a little bit flustered, a little bit out of position the past couple of points, Michael.
It looks like the Buckeyes are going in for the kill. Nice soft serve to throw off the rhythm, sent down nicely, but up again by Sire. Pedraza, near side, hard down by Moore, set point Buckeyes. It's been a dominant, calm first set for Ohio State. They close in and are 1 point away from taking it, and there it is. Hard down again from Genesia Moore in Columbus, and now here tonight in College Park. First swing attempt dug out by Pedraza, but Anastasia Russ rebounds and gives the Terps set point number 1.
She did everything she could for the Terps right there, and that was a good thing for them to get started with the point.
Erin Morrissey has entered the game for the Terps, as has Layla Ricks. You usually see Ricks starting, but she's been banged up over these last few games. It's the nice combination between her and Jones. It'll be a free ball attempt. Dowler up. It was set behind Ricks. And a hard swing down, deflected away by Dowler.
Tough play to stop overall, so Dowler can't really hang her head too much about that one.
Hard swing attempt from Jones. Point develops, far side goes Layla Ricks. She also uses a bit of an angelic touch.
It's not always easy to control that powerful attack.
Dig up from Morrissey. Swing goes straight down to Murr. Morrissey up, and Raynell Jones down after the set from Ricks. And we see the Secretary of Defense.
When she gets up there with an opportunity, she usually makes the most of it. We saw it right there.
She also gave a smile of relief as if to say, man, I needed that. Don't know how much more Genesia Moore needs, but she's gonna give us more, and more from Genesia Moore. As hard into the ground she goes to give the Buckeyes a 3-2 lead.
5 kills already on the day for this Buckeye team, and she's just paved the way.
Londot gets the point started, And now that's an angle that you want to see Sydney Dowler take a little more. But we watch this and we see it once or twice every game from Dowler. It almost comes off and scores a point for the Terps every single time. It's a disguised approach. She goes for the set, and instead of setting it up, she just sets it down herself.
Yeah, it's something usually we see her break out in those later sets of the game, but you don't want to fall behind too early here. This is an Ohio State team that's hot, and once they get going, they're hard to stop.
Up by Dowler, down by Jones, deflected, and the Terps get another chance. Ivy near side, dug out by Murr. Londot sent back. The Secretary of Defense, Raynell Jones, in action again. From last year all the way to this year, too, has been outstanding. Back row swing came from Londot. Takes a hit off the net. Nice knuckling serve as Layla Ivy lost out on the joust, but she gets another attempt here and catches Sarah Sue Morbitzer sleeping. You saw Londot covering the line. She was thinking that Ivy would go down that line. It's a great block from Ivy as well. She combines with Anastasia Russ. It's a 4-0 run, sent back. Serve targets Morbitzer. Londot just, even though that's a soft touch, Londot, even when putting 100% power on it, she just makes it look effortless.
Just such a good offensive player for this Ohio State team, and you have to imagine how much we've talked about her, but how good these other players, the Buckeyes, have been. We've talked about it. They have a really deep team, and that's what you need to make that kind of championship run that they're hoping to make in this later month into December.
Ferocious spike from Layla Ivy.
Tough to dig it out.
And if you're Adam Hughes, you're looking at that saying, I have 3 more years of this. Probably couldn't be any more overjoyed with the start that Ivy has had. Free ball attempt for the Terps. Up by Dowler. Dug out on the attempt from Russ. Let's see if she gets one more. It's Ivy, and it's sent back strong. As it's Adria Powell repelling the chance from Layla Ivy to cut the lead to 2.
And as much as you probably rarely say this watching Ohio State play, but they needed that one. Maryland was picking up some heat, especially if Layla Ivy, and that kind of halts that momentum a little bit.
Pedraza back to serve. Gives a little jump serve, no run-up involved. Pedraza the set, sent back hard. Anastasia Russ.
Serve, just look at Anastasia Russ. Get up here, take another look at it, and just not in her house.
Pedraza the back set, and it's a nice crowd silencer from Adria Powell. Gonzalez is back to serve. They've limited her well this set, but we've seen a little bit more from Janacia Moore. As the point develops, it'll be lobbed to the near side for Sire, and the block goes begging once more. Gomillion the serve once more. Pedraza back set. Free ball coming off of Londot's spike. Down to get it goes Pedraza. Morrissey back in. She missed last year with the knee injury, all of last year, that is. Oh, that's going to be a nice momentum shift.
She's going to hope that her teammates can rally around her and they can work their way back into this set. They only trail by 3.
6th kill of the day for Janacia Moore. Weak side, down goes Sam Sire.
As a leader of this offense.
We've talked about the weapons on the side for Ohio State. You want more of that for Maryland. I mean, earlier in the season, you limited Sam Sire, especially on the weak side. That takes a lot out. But now you introduce Layla Ivy, we've seen today. We even see Anastasia Russ, a two-way player. You get her for her height, but on the defensive side. But she can also provide some spark on offense, on the attack, as well. So you introduce more weapons, that just helps your best player even more. Takes the onus off of her a little bit.
Yeah, Coach Adam Hughes told me before the season that he was just looking for a team. He didn't want to be known as this one-dimensional defensive team. He wanted players that were versatile, players that could do it all, and we've seen a lot of that from Maryland.
Anastasia Russ is the main one. It's a nice angelic touch again from Sam Sire. We know the prowess that Sire brings. As Pedraza tries her best Sydney Dowler impression. It's a nice block, though, from Pedraza. And this is where you need to see some grit from the Terps. Morbitzer is a service specialist, and there's the grit from who else but Raynell Jones, one of the grittiest in this conference, if not.
Get to see when Ohio State might call a timeout and see if they can slow down this Maryland momentum.
They've kept it up nicely, but service ace to the delight of the Ohio State bench, as Maddie Nauman and Sam Sire not on the same wavelength.
Just talked about timeout a second ago, but I think Oldenburg has a lot of confidence in that group that she has out there to make a run back.
And it's just been a nice showing over these last 3-4 points from the Buckeyes.
Just good for both teams overall, really, in this set.
And we've seen Anastasia Russ on full display here in set number 2. Her attacking prowess, as mentioned a few moments ago. It's Russ's 4th kill on the night to go along with 3 blocks. That play looks like bread and butter for Gabby Gonzalez and Mac Pedraza. She's gonna do it again, and she's sent back hard. Combining is Ricks and Russ again.
Adam Hughes really hoping she can kind of just find her groove and get back to where she normally was.
Service ace from Erin Morrissey opens it up to 4 now.
Ohio State, they've only lost to Nebraska, and all these good teams in the Big Ten, and Ohio State has only lost to Nebraska, but yet they beat them as well.
Nebraska was the last team that Ohio State faced, and they got their revenge, did Ohio State. Crowd really getting into this point. The ball nearly went above our heads and into the netting above our heads, and instead it hit 2 or 3 beams on the ceiling.
Maryland's closing in on potentially stealing a set here.
And those players are sure gonna feed off the momentum. Solo block, Anastasia Russ not in her house.
Now, this is, if you're Maryland right here, you gotta protect. You cannot take your foot off the gas.
And this is the time to lock and load, keep it clean. They do it yet again. Russ and Ricks. The Terps have opened up a 7-point lead on Ohio State here in set number 2, 21-14. The Terps are up. They've played a clean second set. The point will go Maryland's way to open it up to 22.
Putting on a show for them.
Yeah, usually when they pack the pad, a nice showing from the Terps comes along with it. Ohio State's swing attempts, they've really not looked clean, too many of them. It's a wonderful dig, though, from Kylie Murr to keep the point going. Looked as if Sire was sure that point ended, and Anastasia Russ makes sure it's ended. The Terps are on an 8-0 scoring run. Morrissey down the line. Gabby Gonzalez has been nearly anonymous here in this second set after a dominant first set. To dig out on the serve from Sire. Nearly hit the ground if not for Dowler. Kylie Murr has been putting on a wonderful show so far as libero, as has Milan Gomillion. Down from Sam Sire. Big number 4-4 brings the fire yet again. The pav behind us rises for Milan Gomillion. Up by more. Pedraza the back set. Gomillion the set. Ricks gets deflected away. And the point goes the Terps' way. Might have been a foot on the line, but it's not going to matter to Maryland. They take set number 2 and even things up here at the pad. You could see it in the body language and the demeanor of Ohio State. They looked confused, and you didn't really know where they were going with the next point. And this was a good break, or at least they want it to be a good break, do the Buckeyes to just get themselves right, rebound from that, and just get their heads back into the game. And, well, the Maryland Terrapins finished off set number 2 on a 9-1 run.
Surrendered a run this large yet this season, I doubt it.
And Layla Ricks, how was that kept alive? The pavilion exploded. I think everybody thought that Ricks had sent it down. You want to see them stay in this point here, though. Maryland have calmed it down, setting it into their court. They've put it in the court, and they've scored their point. Pedraza up and Londot down, and that's what you want to see if you are Coach Oldenburg, to be getting your best player and most prolific player back into the game. She's isolated Anastasia Russ. Can't get every single solo block if you're Anastasia Russ, and that's momentum that you want to be capitalizing off of. Kylie Murr has had a wonderful showing at libero today. Rick sent back at the apex of her leap. Now Moore can't send it over the net. Another point error again.
Feel that momentum in their favor.
Pedraza up and Londot into the net, feeding off the energy from themselves, from the fans, from the band. That's what happens when these fans pack the PAV. It's another service ace now for Milan Gomillion. The baby-faced assassin Milan Gomillion back to serve, wearing the libero jersey. She has a 5-1 lead to serve into. Mac Pedraza up and Janasia Moore down, and it looked like there was an evident game plan in the bench and in the huddle up from Coach Oldenburg. Executed very nicely on point number 1 out of the timeout.
You always got to get that first point out of the timeout, because at that point, then it was for nothing. This is your chance to slow the Maryland momentum and come out and show them what you've drawn up.
Dowler up, Sire down. That's a combination we've gotten used to seeing. And one more junior, Layla Ricks, back to serve. 6-2 to the Terps. Moore again. She seems to be the target early on. Raynell Jones now gets a taste of her own medicine. She is sent back hard by Riley Rader.
That was Moore once again on the block, and Moore has been so good for Ohio State in this game. Obviously, local product. She's probably shown out for a lot of fans here for her.
Sire sent back hard again. Rader in the mix of it again with Ohio State. And as we previewed in our pregame, she has an over 800 winning percentage in her 3 seasons. Layla Ricks caught out of position, and just like that, the Buckeyes are back within 1. Back to serve is Morbitzer. Hard swing attempt, and it goes well long. Dug out by Morbitzer, and there's the 1-2 punch again. Rader gets us started once more. We've seen flashes of Layla Ivy so far. She's featured nicely. Nice little touch from Rodriguez. Dunks down in front. And the Terps out to another 2-point lead.
In kind of the position they want them here now. They have the lead. They can put it on them if they need to.
Erin Engel again with a nice knuckling serve, as the nice little touch was sent back by Dowler and Russ. She's okay for the moment. We'll see how she limbers on. Looks to be okay. Engel calls out on the swing attempt. Nice serve again to get it started from Engel. There's a bit of that unsureness from the Buckeyes on the serve, but they really got away with one there as Anastasia Russ couldn't capitalize on a potential free ball.
That's one that Russ definitely going to want back. The Terps going to want back right there. That's point blank, and just a little bit of a mistime on her swing there, and that's something you won't see often from someone at her size and her skill.
Yeah, it's usually right there for the taking, but it looks at the ball as if had fallen just a little too much to have gotten it over. A rare setup from the 6'5" Russ. She's back in the middle now. It was a nicely angled spike from Gonzalez. Still kind of is favoring that left leg. Showing no signs of weakness, though. She sends it hard into the ground. And if Milan Gomillion can't dig it out, you're not going to find many liberos who can. Short jump serve comes again from Pedraza. Angled down nicely from Ivy, but dug out even better by Murr. Dowler up. Ivy deflected away. Pedraza keeps it alive. Murr near side. Up and down again by Gonzalez. Now Dowler and Ivy. This time it got the deflection, and point goes to Maryland. Side out for the Terps.
The Buckeye defense.
Dowler is the premier server of this team, though we've mentioned quite a few good servers. Free ball attempt for the Terps, sent down hard by Russ. There's Murr. Free ball again after Pedraza needed to get over attempt number 3. She's dug out one more. Londot's attempt was dug out nicely by Sire. How about one more try for Pedraza? She's found Gonzalez on the weak side, on the strong side, beg your pardon. And Gonzalez is back into this game officially. She goes back to serve, and she's won her team 2 of the last 3 points.
Yeah, she had a little bit of a quiet second set, but here in this third set, she's back, and she's back with some vengeance.
Beneficiary of a deflection. She'll take those all day. Dowler up. Did it take a deflection off of a defender? It did. Again, a bit of unsureness on the serve from Moore, resulting in a free ball attempt. Gomillion, Dowler, and Russ. Potential joust. Sire didn't get anything on it. Blocked up in the air by... Now Gomillion. Sire weakly over. Now Pedraza with the chance for Moore. Sent back hard. And that was 3 touches, not 4. So the point continues. And it didn't look like Powell knew where it was. Lucky for her, Moore did. And eventually, at the end of all of it, it goes the Terps' way. Morrison gets us started again. 4-point lead for the Terps now. Dug out nicely by Gomillion. Said that a million times today. Ricks hits the deck. She might have caught a knee or something.
Getting them a huge point in this set.
Dowler up. Weak side, Ricks makes it 14-10. We've been seeing Layla Ricks. We talked about the soft touch that she can bring.
Ohio State's had a little bit of trouble, just I don't know whether picking up and getting in their sights, but it gave them issues.
Moore rose highest, but the swing was met, as has Sire's been met. Pedraza and Moore, solo attempt, couldn't sneak over the net. Ricks got a nice chunk of it, but she couldn't get all of it. Emily Londot takes a breather as Sydney Taylor comes in. Reckon it'll be a short breather for Londot. Sarah Sue Morbitzer is also on the bench, so 2 starters getting a little bit of time. And Sam Sire is going to capitalize on it every day. Ricks with a nice short serve. The swing attempt from Moore. The Secretary of Defense is at it again. Not in Raynell Jones's house. Given some words of momentum, and now the fans getting into it as well. 16-11, the Terps lead. Erin Morrissey digs out, keeps the point alive. Swing from Sire goes right to Murr. Soft touch from Janasia Moore. And Layla Ricks can't dig out from the back. Lead gets cut to 4.
That's big out of timeout, just good touch from Moore on that point. But like we said, a little tense on the bench, Ohio State. There's a lot of pressure on them moving forward. They're trying to get that Big Ten regular season championship, and a loss today could really make that an impossible task for them.
Deflection from Sire gives the point the Terps' way. As I said, and what a spoiler Maryland could be playing here. Could be a joust attempt, it was. You don't see Jones miss out on much. She has another attempt and a free ball attempt over. Gomillion seizes. Dowler set up Ivy. Rejected hard. Back row swing from Sam Sire. Very high degree of difficulty on those shots behind the 3-meter line. And it falls again. Now the lead is cut to 4.
And Michael, you can see the way libero Milan Gomillion, she was the Big Ten freshman of the year last year, and see the way she communicates on the defensive side. She's always calling out when the ball's hers. She just did it right there, and she's huge.
And there's Sydney Dowler again, showing her attacking side. We saw
definitely an appropriate time to break it out right there when you're on a run.
Erin Engel's serving has looked great tonight. Nice bit of deflection from Dowler, pushed over by Russ. Pedraza up, Gonzalez down, they continue the point. Back row swing from Sire with authority. Joust attempt, Russ puts it down! 19-13.
And that's a play that she's always going to make. Such a good play by Russ.
6 kills and 7 blocks on the day for her. Her impact has been felt all season, but perhaps none greater than today. And you saw all but 2 bodies on the floor there for the Terps, as Dowler was first to hit to try and keep it alive on set number 3 right now, the all-important set number 3. They lead it by 5, looking for more. Swing from Gonzalez, dug out by Gomillion. And the touch from Ivy looked like she was a little bit jumpy to try and catch a player out of position. And she sends it into the bench, volleyed up by the coach, and the lead is now down to 4.
I said it last set, if you're Maryland, can't take your foot off the gas. We'll see how they respond to that. And last set, we know what happened from there.
Yeah, it's time to lock and load. It's a 4-point deficit, easily surmountable, especially for a team of this caliber if they can find the momentum. Up by Dowler, kept in play just barely by Pedraza. It results in a free ball attempt. Nauman, Dowler, and Russ. She could not find the corner, and that cuts the lead to 3. This team is showing why they are 5th ranked in the country. Short serve to start off from Pedraza. She starred as the setter today. The lead is now cut to 2 no, it's not cut to 2, as it actually landed out. Sure looked like that ball was in and correctly ruled in to Ohio State. So the lead is cut to 2. It is now 19-17 to the Terps, and Mac Pedraza back to serve once again. Another short serve. Dowler up, Russ down, catching Morbitzer out of position. That's a big point for Anastasia Russ and the Terps.
Big point at a big time and a bad time for Ohio State to get themselves out of position.
Now it's going to be crucial keeping the serve here. Dowler is your best server in the top 10 in the country in aces. And yeah, Anastasia Russ is also top 10 in the nation in blocks and blocks assists. Drilled in low by Dowler again. Morbitzer had a tough task. Up by Dowler. Gomillion. And sent back hard. The swing attempt came from Ricks. No, 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 says Adria Powell. She looked to have came up limping on it earlier in this set. Dowler and Russ again, nice dig out from Murr. Strong side. It's Londot is back into this game. Nobody knew where it was. And the points and the balls have just been falling like that for the Terps. That's the second or third one where the Ohio State players just had no idea where it was. Morrissey back in to serve. Pedraza up, sent back hard, block number 9 on the day for Anastasia Russ. 23-18 to the Terps, make it set point now. 24-18 on the ace from Erin Morrissey. Morrissey gets us started. Pedraza, more deflected, Dowler up. Rick sent back hard, but it falls out of bounds, and second set goes to Maryland. Gabby Gonzalez is back to serve. Ever since her emphatic and fiery first set, she's been relatively lifeless. Sydney Dowler up. They look to continue the trend with Russ. At least the first initial set was sent back. Layla Ricks caught a nice little taste of the volleyball. Smiles it off, says it tastes good. and Ohio State gets point number 1 kicked off for us here in set number 4.
Something about this Maryland demeanor so far today, and since they started going on the runs they did in that second and third set, they look really excited to be out there, and they've been playing with their hair on fire.
Gonzalez's serve. Sire's swing comes right to us. It's level at 1. Nice serve from Gomillion, and the set back. The Secretary of Defense again on the last point. It's what she did. She goes again to the corners. She's got these outside hitters and the setters just moving, backing up on all of the serves.
Yeah, and that kind of gets them out of sorts, out of position in a way, so when it does come back to your side, Maryland has done a good job of putting it into that area when Ohio State's out of position.
And they've gotten them into a favorable position here as well.
Your hometown team, they just mean a little bit more.
And she attacks that short outside yet again. Moore is completely out of position, and take a look at what that does. Takes Moore completely out of the equation.
Sure, that's why they've been able to go on these runs. By the way that they've done it has put everyone out of position.
There's Moore again. Dowler up, Ricks down, dug out, but into the crowd, and just like that, Maryland out on another run. It's 7-1 to the Terps. On a cheap error like the serve. This time Gomillion goes down the line. Moore targeted. Dig out from Morrissey and Ricks. At least the attempt was there. Assistant coach A.J. Benetti was in real trouble. So let's see what Maryland can do to respond. Dowler up. Sire! Oh, that's landed in! What a miraculous dig! And Ben Strober said it best. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And Ohio State might have had a major break here. Let's take another look.
That's about as lucky as you can get in any sport, and just look at it. Coming all the way back into the back corner. That's unbelievable stuff, and that could really help Ohio State get back into it.
And of course, I mean, why not if you're Sam Sire, take a little bit off?
Sire fires, she's a gritty player, and that's the kind of play that someone with her determination makes. It won't go down the powerful way. She goes to finesse.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see. Another cheap retention of serve as Layla Ricks. She's not known for her serving, but she concedes, and now the Terps are doubled up on Ohio State. The lead is 4. And another soft touch came from Sire. She's going to get a chance to swing hard again, and she went down to try to go cross court. The angle was just too tight, and the Buckeyes cut it back to 3.
Yeah, I like that idea from Sire. She tried to go in a very, very narrow angle coming from that left side. She saw the opening, but like you said, really tight angle. That's a really tough shot for her, and that's overall why she set it out.
Morrissey off the ground. Now Gonzalez up, and there's the bread and butter once again. But they've set it back into the middle, and the Buckeyes have really found success, but it has been few and far between, as there's Jones, right to Gonzalez. Soft touch came from Moore. Now one from Sire. Moore saw it coming. Back row swing, right to Gomillion. Now Raynell Jones with authority, dug out by Murr. Back row swing from Gonzalez, touch up. Now one from Morrissey. We've seen the Terps win points like these all through today. And has it landed out? Yes, it has. As Genesia Moore can't locate the spike, it goes the Terps' way, 9-6. An injury kept her out all of last year. Lines again, but this time it's been spotted. The Terps were almost out of position. Up and down by Moore. Nice cross-court slam to finish off. Good swing. We have not seen too much of Genesia Moore since the second set. Kill number 11 for number 18.
Moore, such a talented player, and we saw that on full display through that first set, so why not go back to your hot hand, see if you can get her going again.
Far side Jones on the slide. There goes my water bottle. I think I'm putting up a pretty good stat line. Would have had that one. And there's the bread and butter once again. Raider up and down to keep the lead within 2. and quickly back into the hands of the Buckeyes. And we saw the location of the serve there, right down the middle. Can't give them any of those because that's exactly what they're gonna do. Dowler had to hustle. She found Ivy. Has to get back to her post on the far side too. And yeah, caught her out of position. She got back there in time, but couldn't set herself up cleanly.
Really a tall order to make that play.
Rader with the short serve. Up from Dowler, down from Ivy, dug out nicely by, now up by Nauman. Back row swing from Sire, no solo block there. Kill number 19 on the day for big number 44. A few of those earlier. Gonzalez gets play started. Soft touch off the feed from Pedraza. Soft touch came from Ivy. Setting up Sire, back row again. There's Londot. Far side Gonzalez, too far. 12-9 to the Terps.
Has matched that season high. 19 kills, she got that against Arizona back on September 10th. And in one of the biggest games of the whole season for the Terps, she's gone ahead and she's matched that.
Nice little push attempt over, but not the location from Mac Pedraza, and break her season high, breaking the 20 kill mark. The touch, and it's hit the antenna from Gonzalez. You can tell this Ohio State team is frazzled. The Terps are up by 5 now, looking to pull off a major college volleyball upset. At least a share of the Big Ten title. It would nearly completely take an outright title almost surely out of their hands. Ball drops in front of Ricks, and it's 15-10. Sorry, Ben.
If Maryland can complete this upset, that gives Wisconsin the opportunity, like you said, they control their own destiny, and that's exactly what they want, the defending champions, trying to get back in that spot, and winning the Big Ten will put them at a much easier road, definitely taking over a 1 seed.
Short to Russ, near side Ivy. We've seen her all day today. The freshman who has burst onto the scene.
All day long, and like we said, just a freshman. She's come up big for them in a leadership way.
Hard swing on the dig out from Gomillion. Gonzalez was the player. Pedraza up. Spike back up again. Now the swing from Sire. Free ball attempt. Murr. And a really nice angle cut by Londot to make it a 5-point game.
Yeah, Ricks caved in. She was on the cliff. If you use it a basketball term, I don't know if you use it here in volleyball, but on the cliff, Layla Ricks came in there and she caught herself out of position that way. That's a really good play by Londot to get it over to that opposite side.
Gonzalez deep again. Morrissey to start. Swing down from Sire, would have been kill number 20. Patient from Russ. Now a joust attempt. Falls Anastasia Russ's way. And now credit her for the patience. 6-point lead again for the Terps. Pedraza far side. Dowler up. Raynell Jones to the arms of Murr. And there's more. I mean, you talk about flexibility from Dowler. Matrix-esque dodge. She hits the ground, and she cannot keep the point alive as we take another look.
See Moore, the leading player for this Ohio State team for a lot of today, just trying to find their way back into this 4th set.
Drilled along towards Gomillion. Far side, deflection came. Ricks gets the credit for the point, and the Terps inch closer. Ricks now hitting 308 on the night. Nice serve, drilled in hard. Pedraza, far side, up by Ricks. Near side, touch from Sire. There's Gomillion to dig. The kill from Dowler, and she's just missed an emphatic point. That would have sent the pavilion wild, but just wide. Doesn't look like there are any complaints either. We'll get a good look here.
Pav was getting ready to erupt in pandemonium, but I'll have to stay in their seats for another moment.
Londot to get started. Dowler up. Sire got a deflection. Moore had to be dug out by Ricks, and only falls on the wrong side. Now side out Ohio State. And this is where Maryland have to stay composed, buckle down if they really want this fourth set win. Momentum going the Buckeyes' way. Londot serve. Dowler up. Soft touch from Sire. Moore is now out of the equation, so it has to be a back row set. Now Dowler. Sire, how has that been sent back by Londot? Dowler once more, and Sire, it got a deflection, and the point goes the Terps' way, back to a 5-point lead. Down the line, it was a really nice try, again, trying to expose the lines of Ohio State, but it's landed just out. Now, we've talked about this serving strategy. Do you think that this could affect the way that other teams play Ohio State in these last few games?
We'll see. They'll definitely take a look at the film and see how Maryland's played it, and that'll be something to note.
Dug out by Nauman, joust attempt, and you're not gonna lose out if you're Gabby Gonzalez, as Sydney Dowler out-muscled to take the lead to 3.
See the faces of the Ohio State Buckeyes, a lot of panic, a lot of worry on them, but they remain composed, and that's a big joust win for the Buckeyes right there, and they still have a fighting chance. They just got to keep this momentum up.
Dowler up, back row from Sire, kill number 20, the Sire Fire.
Hazard, it's Sam Sire.
Engel, the serve specialist. Nice angle from Gabby Gonzalez to give a real different edge to the Terps. They're 3 points away, though the lead is now 3.
If you're Maryland, just keep doing what you're doing. You've had the Buckeyes on the ropes all night long, essentially since that second set. You gotta just keep doing what you were doing well.
Ivy sent it down. The Buckeyes were aware this time of where it was going. Nice little push from Londot. And now there's a try from Layla Ivy of her own, extending the lead to 4, pushing it over Londot. It's just time for the Terps to close it out. It's popped up. Morbitzer keeps alive. Layla Ivy straight back to us. Ben Strober gains a fantasy point.
Michael, have to remember, Ohio State burning those timeouts early in the set. They can't stop this Maryland momentum now.
Soft touch from Gonzalez as we're back underway. Layla Ricks, soft touch from her for the first time. Hard swing from Gonzalez. And Milan Gomillion goes diving about 7 feet, and she's never gonna get there. 22-18, the lead for the Terps. You can feel the intensity from the bench, from the band, from the crowd. There is something special brewing in College Park. Can the Terps finish it off? Soft touch from Ricks. Nice pancake from Murr. Up by Dowler. Back row from Sire sneaks over. Gonzalez sent back hard. Number 11 for Anastasia Russ.
That they've only done 2 other times in program history.
And it's out from Londot, and here we go. Aaron Morrissey gets us started. Morbitzer, the deflection, it's a Terps win! The Golden Girls of College Park, they have pulled off one of the biggest upsets in college volleyball this year. They're only their 3rd ranked win in program history. And the Maryland Terrapins, the Golden Girls, will forever go down in college volleyball lore. Their signature win and one of their finest moments in program history, Ben Strober.